Here's an example of what your Matariki model could look like before it's ready to be sent to print. So here's all 9 of them organized. All the stars, it's flipped, it's reversed, don't forget. So this is the reverse side that you would wire. The LEDs will poke through each of those holes, and so when you look at the side that's facing down is actually going to be the correct orientation of the constellation, and when it's all wired up, of course, it'll work for you. So now let's get on with making the pins that are going to fit in the holes to connect all the wires together. So now that we've made our model of the Matariki constellation and the battery holder, which are one object, we now need to make the pins. The pins are going to be a very important, these are the vital part of the whole model, because that's what's going to hold the metal between each of the positive and negative terminals on your LEDs. And so this is how we're going to make it a solderless connection, and it's very important to get this right. So let's click to a top view, and I'm just going to zoom in slightly, and I'm going to again use the cylinder, and we're going to make a base, or in this case this is going to be the top when we push it in. So what we're going to hold it with, and I want this to be 6 millimeters in diameter. So we're going to make 6 millimeters in diameter here and here, and I want it to be 5 millimeters high so I can grab it easily and push it into the relevant holes on my model. And so if we look at this, it's going to, there we go, there it is there. And what I'm going to do now is grab another cylinder. It's a bit too big now to zoom out, and this needs to be smaller. So the hole was 4.14 millimeters in diameter, and that hole was calculated on the size of the gauge of the wire that's going to be in each of those holes. Going to be 3 wires going in, one from the LED and one from each of the neighboring terminals, which is going to be, you know, make the hole quite snug. So I need to make this smaller than 4.1814 millimeters. I'm going to make it 3, which will give me enough room to then wrap a layer, or perhaps two layers of copper tape around to pad out the hole. So it doesn't need to be too accurate, because you can always increase it with your copper tape. And I need this to be 10 millimeters tall. So the whole pin is 10 millimeters tall. I need those to be centered. So let's just roughly put those there. Let's center them, center and center. And let's have a look at this and zoom in. Right, there's my pin. Now it's the pin length here is 5 millimeters, because that's how wide copper tape is. So you'll make a nice snug wraparound of 1 layer of copper tape around here. And if the connection is not tight, you can always add another layer of copper tape, because that will gradually increase the diameter. So what you want is to have the copper cables or wires pushed snugly into the hole and pressing very firmly against these pins. Now, because we've made 1, we need to duplicate this. We need 18 of these. So let's just keep doubling these up. So I'll just copy that, and let's just do 1 more. I'm just going to make a quick array here. That's fine. Let's just go to the top view, zoom out a little bit. I just need to double those. And you just got to make sure you've got sufficient space. Right, that's 6. So we just need to drag these around. 12, 18. Right, there are my 18 little pins. You should be able to print this off as one model, and that should fit on most patterns. And you print those off, and those are going to be the crucial connectors for your model. And so obviously, same as before, you click on export. Obviously, you give it a name. I haven't given it a name. STL, just like before, and then you print those off when you've made your model and start wiring up your work.